it is purple, which I think I was more nervous about trying this color than I was the red, but Good morning. It's about 7:20. I have just finished showering, putting on my makeup, and semi-doing my hair. I have a hair appointment today, so I've been wearing a form of a beanie for the past 3 days because my hair is in such bad shape. So I am getting ready to go downstairs. Today at Orange Theory, it was a strength day. I got burned a total of 584 calories and got 25 splat points. In case any of you are interested or you even do Orange Theory, before I go downstairs, I'm going to show you my outfit today. It's pajama day, so I am wearing my pajamas. These I got from Victoria's Secret a couple of years ago. So I think I'm just going to show it to you here because they're just pajamas. So they have these little umbrellas on them, and then a few of them are red, which I thought was nice because it goes with my hair, and this is probably the last day my hair will be red for a while. And then obviously it has matching pants, and then I'm wearing some red Converse to go with it. So I'm getting ready to go downstairs to let Genesis out, make my coffee, and then I will be sure, just trying to make sure I've cleaned up before I left, I'll be sure to check in with you guys on my way to work. So I think I'm just gonna do today a day in a life to try and get myself back in the mode of vlogging because it's been a while. So this vlog will just cover today, Friday, March 2nd, I believe it is. So I'll see you guys in a few minutes. Okay, so I'm on my way to work. Hopefully I have enough battery on my iPad right now, and battery, what am I trying to say? Battery and space, that's what it is, on my iPad to record all the way to work. So it's Friday, and just to give you a few updates for those of you that don't follow me on Instagram and maybe haven't seen a few of the Insta stories where I've given a little bit of an update on what's going on. The biggest update is last night I completed my last responsibility for the most recent course I've been taking in pursuit of my administrative credential. So it was a financial course, and I finished that class up and at the same time finished up the program. Now, I'm not done with the program, but I did decide a few weeks ago, or really more like a couple of weeks ago, to go ahead and withdraw from the program because I found out the test, the CPACE, or however you say it, there's a test you can take to just get your administrative credential. I thought it had gone away. I was wrong. So I had the opportunity to briefly talk with our superintendent of personnel and asked him his thoughts on it, explained that I was already all the way over on the salary schedule, so getting this second master's wasn't going to give me any sort of financial gain in my current position, and it was just going to incur more debt. And he quickly said, oh, if I were you, I would just finish this financial course because you get some good information, but then I would just look into taking the test. So he said, you know, in terms of your hiring prospects with this district, it's not going to hurt you at all. He obviously can't speak for other districts, but I don't anticipate it being a problem in that regard either. So for the sake of minimizing the amount in student loans that I have and my personal sanity, I decided to go ahead and withdraw from the course. I am relieved, but at the same time, even though I know logically why I chose to do that, there is a very small part of me that feels like I quit, and I'm just gonna have to get over that feeling. So that's that update. My plan is to take the test sometime next school year, so to spend the next several months studying and preparing for it, because it is a very expensive test. and I really only want to take it one time. I think in total it costs $700 or somewhere about that to take this test. Secondly, I will still be at the same school that I'm at next year. My real plan is to stay there another year, and then at the end of next year look into transferring to middle school, just to add that kind of experience to my overall professional life. I will still be teaching third. My current teammate is going to be moving down to second, and she will be replaced with my friend Jenny, who popped up in one of my vlogs not too long ago, who now teaches second, and she's coming to third. So in other words, my current teammate and my friend Jenny are basically just swapping spots. I think that is going to work out for the best for everybody involved. It will be nice to work with Jenny. My teammate has a good friend that teaches in second, so I know that they're excited to work together. And then we'll need a third person. So there will be 3 third grade classes next year, last I heard. We're trying to convince or somehow finagle it so our friend Rich can teach third with us. He's currently at my site. So that's that update. I feel like there was something else. Some fun news. So those of you that don't follow me on Instagram, I know there's quite a few of you that do, but also quite a few of you that don't. About 2 weeks ago, someone commented on my classroom tour video. If you haven't seen that, I will try and link that somewhere. And introduced herself and said she was from Scholastic Teacher magazine, and asked me if I would be interested in having my classroom featured in their magazine. So at first I just was like, oh, I'm sure this is just a joke, or this is not real, or this is a scam. But she left her contact information, and it was all sourced from Scholastic. So I decided to email her back very briefly to thank her for watching the video, and then asked her if she can give me some very light details on what all would be entailed, which she did. And then from there we emailed back and forth a few times. I had to send her some pictures of my classroom in its current state, and then she had to forward those images to her editor-in-chief and her art director, and they decided from there whether or not they wanted to feature the classroom. And so this Monday I found out that yes, in fact, they would like to feature my classroom in the magazine. It's Scholastic Teacher. I think this magazine used to be called Educator Magazine, because I used to subscribe to a magazine, and I think that's what it was called, but then it changed its name. And I have seen these write-ups on these classrooms before through Instagram and other, I don't know, I've just seen a couple of them. So I'm really, really honored. I think it's supposed to be sometime during the summer. The next step is I have to wait for one of their photographers to contact me to set up a time to take pictures of my classroom and of myself. And then in the feature, there will be a very small write-up of different spots of the classroom that I think they choose to highlight. And then I have a short bio on me. So that is exciting for me. I told all my friends and family, and then I explained to them all my OCD behaviors in terms of setting up my classroom paid off. And so I know they watched, so I want to thank Liza for all of her help. Andrea helped. I don't think you guys have ever met Andrea, but I used to work with her. She works in the district office now. And Fran, who I know watches these, helped quite a bit. So that is fun and exciting news, and I'll be sure to tell you guys when that issue comes out. But aside from that, those are the biggest updates. Everything else has been pretty much the same. I think how busy I have been is is slowing down. Contract negotiations started in October. They are officially over. The contract passed with an 89% approval rate. The contract lasts for 2 years, so we do not need to negotiate next year. And quite honestly, I think this was probably the last time that I'll participate in that, because this time around it was very grueling, very time consuming, and I honestly don't know where I'll be professionally in 2 years. I might be trying to pursue an administrative position, and it just feels like that's kind of a conflict of interest in some way. So I anticipate that this last trimester I will actually be in my classroom a lot more than I was the last end of first trimester and a good portion of second trimester. So that's it. I am just now pulling into the parking lot of my school. I will be checking in with you at some point today, And it is, although I'm not seeing you guys, it is good to see you guys. So as soon as I have a free moment throughout the day, I'll be sure to check in. I hope you guys have a great Friday, or I hope you had a great Friday, because this won't be Friday when you see it. But you know what I mean. I hope you guys are having a great day, whatever it is, and I'll talk to you later. I am home now. It's very dark because I'm in the kitchen. It's about 3:20 and I just came home for a quick second because I have a hair appointment at 4 o'clock, but I wanted to come home, let Genesis out. I'm in my pantry, by the way, in case you guys ever want to see what my pantry looked like. To let Genesis out to use the bathroom and then feed her and take her from behind her gated area. She should be fine out. Because my sister is off work at 7, so she'll be home sometime between 7 and 8, and Genesis is just fine on her own, unrestrained, or corralled I should say, as long as it's for 2 to 4 hours. Not to mention I wouldn't want her to be behind that gate from about 7:30 in the morning, which is what time I put her back there, to 7 or so when my sister gets home. So I came home to do that. I am now upstairs to make sure all the doors are closed so that Genesis doesn't get in anything she shouldn't, because she is known to do that. I am now gonna go buy some hair. So say goodbye to the red. I think I'm gonna go darker, and I think I'm gonna do a bob cut. And then hopefully after I buy the hair, I have time to stop at Starbucks. So this is the first time I got to check in with you guys because today ended up being pretty hectic. So hopefully when I get home from my hair appointment, I have the energy to recap my day with you guys and maybe kind of recap my week since this is a Friday. But it will be this evening sometime because these hair appointments take quite a while. But I just wanted to check in. I want to show you guys Genesis because you haven't seen her in a while. So let's see, she's eating her dinner. Jenny? Genesis. Genesis. There she is. So I'm off to buy some new hair for my new do. And I will talk to you guys later on when I get home. Gonna set the alarm. Everything's closed. Jenny's fine. So see you then. Well, here I am. It's probably about 9 o'clock by now. I left the hair salon at 8:30, got there at 4, left at 8:30. It always takes a long time. So here's my new hair. It is I guess this is still considered a bob cut. I didn't know that it was. I thought a bob cut had to be shorter in the back and longer in the front, but my hairdresser said no, this is still considered a bob cut. It is purple, which I think I was more nervous about trying this color than I was the red, but I actually like it. I like the fact that the cut is pretty conservative, but the color is obviously not. And at this point, I'm like, will I ever just wear a natural hair color again? I'm sure I will, but I just am having fun with it and just experimenting while I can. So with that being said, I thought I would sit down. Well, my intention was to get home from my hair appointment, sit down and talk to you guys a little bit more about just work life or whatever, but I'm starving. I'm ready to eat, I'm ready to shower, I'm ready to relax. So that will have to come another day, probably next week, because I hope to start vlogging on a weekly basis again starting next week now that I'm done with my last class. So what I will do right now is I will say good night. I hope you enjoyed this short but sweet vlog. I'm looking forward to doing it more often, and I'll see you, fingers crossed that I have my act together, Monday morning. So see you guys later. Bye.